Is back in that. You demand, how are you? Welcome. And speaking of Vancouver, we have one of our speakers from Vancouver today. So looking forward to the conversation. My name is Doug Brunke. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Chamber, and this is League of Opportunities. And sometimes he'll pop in. I don't see him here, but Christian Aguirre, who's executive director of Global Chamber in Hermosillo, came up with the idea for this event. It was based off of our League of Extraordinaries event, which is happens twice a month. This one happens once a month, and we spotlight members who have new ideas and thoughts and projects and opportunities that they have. They share, typically either in 5 or 10 minute blocks, and then we get to hear 7 to 10 different opportunities, and then we move on within the hour. And so thank you all for joining today, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'll note, Cesar, that Linaire will also be here talking about some of the opportunities that she's working on. So let me, for some reason, I have lost my page on my website, and I've lost the page. That's interesting. Hold on. I've completely lost the page of Global Chamber and the web page. So I'll have to figure that out while we're breaking. I would like to introduce Miguel Zagallo. Miguel, did you end up getting married in the last week or two? And where are you today? Are you in Argentina?
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Yes, we got married last Saturday, so I'm still recovering.
Okay.
And I'm in Argentina now, probably for the next couple of weeks.
Okay, very good. Congratulations. So Mikhail
Thank you.
was an important piece of our community because our headquarters is at Thunderbird, and what you see behind me is our first floor main conference area. And our office is down the hall, but on the fifth floor is the pub. And Mikhail played a key role in the pub. As he was graduating, he was the bartender over the last year. And then when he graduated, he became a member of Global Chamber for his company, and then got married. So he's been very busy over the last few months.
A lot of changes, busy.
And hopefully the work that we're doing in China with you will end up being successful with the extruder. Keep me posted on that, okay? I'm talking
Absolutely.
to Vladi soon. Let's start our parade of really outstanding opportunities today with Arturo de Alba. And I haven't checked whether he's here or not. I hope you are. Arturo, are you here?
I am actually here, but I'm having some driver issues. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you. You have some what issues?
Drivers in my computer, so I've been playing around with them. But if you can hear me, I'm very happy.
Yeah, no, we can hear you well. So Arturo is with RightSource Plus. It's an IT development team. It's in Mexico. They aggregate and understand client needs, and then they bring solutions for them. And so we really look forward to learning more about what you guys are doing. This is a key industry around the world. There are companies like RightSource in different parts of the world, and in the Americas, RightSource plays a key role. And so please go ahead and share. There'll be time for questions, so raise your hand, put your hand up in the chat area, or at the end of Arturo's short presentation, we'll have time for questions. Please go ahead, Arturo. Where are you zooming in from today?
I am in Silicon Valley. I just came in from a trip to Mexico, but I am in my base, which is South Bay in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Fantastic. Well, welcome, and tell us more about what we should know about RightSource.
Thank you. Well, let me see. I was thinking how to start this, the presentation, depending on how long people have been in the industry. When we started this, which is really 9 years ago, the term nearshoring was actually not very well known. There are different people that claim credit for the term, but essentially it's doing development closer to the source of the requirement. In this case, mainly the U.S. Certainly that's how we started. So we started 9 years ago, offering an alternative to sending work a bit further away, typically Asia or Eastern Europe, because it just makes sense from even a human perspective. I spent a lot of time dealing with 10 to 12-hour differences, and just that makes it makes development tougher. So what we do is we get people individually to complement development teams, the so-called staff augmentation. So if someone has a need for a specific tech stack or skill set, we do that. We have people on the bench, we have people on retainer, and we also find them for that purpose. And we can also build custom teams, like a full Scrum team that you can actually manage yourself for the most part. So we have the ability to have them co-located or distributed, which is really how the world has moved. So in really a variety of tech stacks. Recently, we've done a lot of full stack development, and people went scripting with Python, the back end work. And so that's what we've recently done, but we also have done a fair amount of embedded work in the past. And then just end-to-end development, but typically we specialize in getting good people or building competent teams that the clients actually manage themselves. And we extended another offering around security. So we have internal capacity and partnerships to be able to monitor security from both doing the assessment of your vulnerabilities, et cetera, perimeter checking, et cetera, and also correcting them. And then we monitor that things are safe ongoing. So that's I guess a fully packaged security offering that we developed over time because we saw a need. And that's the core. We also have
who are you looking for? Who can we help you with?
Well, typically where we've been most successful and where we bring significant value is in small to mid-sized companies that don't necessarily focus on software. So they have a need to really, my personal specialty is process management and process improvement. I'm a Sigma black belt. And so identifying whether what you're doing really makes sense in terms of how you develop, your development process optimization, and you'll find some opportunities there. But and smaller companies tend to not have as robust capability to do that, and also they're not themselves necessarily software centered. There's also a need. Although it's really small to medium-sized companies of all walks of life, so to speak, tend to be where our sweet spot.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Any questions for Arturo, please? I don't see any hands raised, but unmute yourself and go ahead, please. I think one of your is Alejandro someone you work with as well, isn't it?
Yes, he is. So Alejandro is the Chief Operating Officer. He's based in Mexico City, and we'll split time with Guadalajara. And one thing I failed to mention, we have presence here in the U.S., in Mexico, in those two locations, and in Vancouver, Canada. Okay,
that sounds great. Well, not hearing any questions, although Srihari, did you unmute yourself to ask a question, or are you just joining?
No, I joined on time, so I just Arturo, it's nice to meet you. I'm based in Bangalore and also in the software development space. So very happy to be introduced to you. So just wanted to say congratulations on the amazing journey, and really I think we should connect offline, because I may be able to do some introductions from my end, because there are a couple of companies that I was in touch with in the US, but they needed somebody on site to do the solution architecture or IT security consulting. So I may be able to do some introductions and also explore other avenues for us to collaborate.
Cool. So we've done that before, and I mean, I've worked with Bangalore over the years a lot. So there's probably opportunities to partner. So thanks so much. Looking forward to it.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Very good. Thank you very much. And you mentioned Vancouver, so our next speaker is based there. So thank you so much. Please put your information in the chat area. We'll make sure that you guys get together. And for all of you, whether you're speaking or otherwise, feel free to put your information in the chat and share amongst. Most of the people in this conversation are Global Chamber members, and certainly as you make connections to people, just ensure that they're a member. If they're a member, they've been vetted. You still need to do your own vetting, but however, it's pretty much guaranteed that they're going to be professional and honest and ethical and capable, and somebody you can count on. One of those people that I already have that good feeling about is our next speaker, and that's Dr. Delbar Narushak. I've gotten to know her over the last few weeks. She's joined as a member, and what I really like about her approach is that it's very professional. She's a clinical psychologist herself, and she brings to both coaching and consulting at the leadership level a knowledge and an experience and a capability that it seems to me as above and beyond the normal type of performance. And so I'd really love to have you all be introduced to Dr. Delbar Narushak, who will be our next speaker, based in Vancouver. Delbar, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So would I be able to share my screen?
You may.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yay, it's sharing.
Great. Today okay, perfect. So thank you. Hi. Today I had some difficulty with my internet. I don't know if you can hear me or see me properly. Can you?
Yeah, looks good. Yeah,
Okay,
looks good.
Okay, so yes, I am Dr. Delbar Narushak. My PhD is in psychology, so I'm also a qualified HR strategist. I'm a co-founder of Sematics. I would say the only solution after post-pandemic for organizational and professional development, and also director of coaching for Change Enterprise. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I think what I really focus on designing behavior indicators to measure change and success. These days in every industry, the possibilities are so much, but for people to acknowledge and to understand where to start and how to track what they have started, it has become a challenge. So what I offer is that there's a solution called the SEAM, System of Empowerment and Accountability Management. I don't know if you've noticed of the individual cost in your company. And when I say individual, it's not necessarily employees like us, decision makers, co-founders. This is something that I am very keen on and helping and supporting to manage cost and waste based on the experience I had on oil and gas, petroleum, big industries, small companies, because my focus of attention is mid-size and above, but I have worked with a lot of startups to begin with. My purpose is to enable and help any individual team or organization during a transition of receiving and achieving healthier and more productive work environment. And this is my solution. What I would be offering as an opportunity, it's my purpose, which my purpose is cultivating passionate people instead of productive people. Usually say, and it has become a trend, everyone say, hey, we're seeking for productivity, work improvement, performance improvement. But at the end of the day, there is a difference between a productive individual and also a passionate individual, and it's all about habits and personal traits, which I'm very expert on. I trigger those personal behaviors in order for them to be productive and passionate. Passionate means being interested on the job, not necessarily on the salary, which is always usually the focus of attention. And again, with that being said, I will be helping managing costs. And now what I refer as a cost is any decisions that we were not supposed to make, but we did, even as a decision maker. Any project that has been postponed, any results that we thought we needed to achieve, but we never achieved. Those are every intangible and tangible costs that at the end of the day, some companies do measure, but some just don't, and some just give up. And how I do it, to make it short and simple, is I have created accountability intelligence model that I enable individuals, starting from stakeholders, project team leaders, any staff, based on the result and outcome that the company is searching and looking for, and implement in the cross-functional approach that I have within teams, within individuals, so everything can be customized. Because at the end of the day, we are all seeking and hoping to achieve best results in a timely manner. And after pandemic, post-pandemic created that VUCA environment, which is honestly very unpredictable. Everything is unpredictable and uncertain. My purpose is to bring reality into uncertainty and make it tangible. Thank you.
Fantastic. And I love it. I love the use of science and what you've done. How long have you been doing this work?
I've been doing this for more than 20 years globally. And this is a science-based approach that has been approved, and I have researchers to defend the results and actually to back up, and it has been proven. So
fantastic. Thank you. What questions do you have for Delbar, please? Please unmute yourself and go ahead. I don't see any hands raised.
Yeah, I jump in. It's probably best offline, but I think you would agree, Doctor, that leadership, if you wanted to refer to that, has kind of two components to it. I think you're focused on the individual characteristics of leadership. I'm focused on what Jim Collins would call mechanisms or leadership structures. And I don't think it would be best right now, but just comparing notes and research, I think might be interesting, and maybe some things came out of that. I'll include my email contact in the chat box.
Sure. I would love to share resources and see how we could fit and match and create best practices. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Appreciate that.
Bill is based in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and he's an expert on employee engagement, and he has a significant initiative to acquire companies and implement employee initiative programs that drive results to the bottom line. So leadership is a key aspect of what he's involved with. So any other questions? Thumbs up. I guess I got most of it right. Thank you.
I have a quick question. It's really, thank you, Dr. Neershak. It's very interesting and captivating information. And it brought me, especially in a room full of leaders that might have dealt with this sort of new age concept of quiet quitting. And to me, it's discouraging, like when people don't feel like they can't take initiative or decide not to take initiative. And I see that as maybe lack of passion, engagement, interest, and especially with this younger generation, you need that. They need to be directly engaged and impacted and feel like they have a voice. And so have you seen that in your work? Have you seen, have you faced that challenge and overcome that in a workforce?
Of course. Thank you. That's a brilliant question. Actually, that is one of the reasons why I have created this model, because these days we're focusing on growth mindset versus fixed mindset. And for them to know that there's so many alternatives and options, then they would be able to feel more engaged. People, sometimes they don't know how capable they are on what they had they can create. And that's why what we do, at least in my program and in my approach, the bigger solution is to cultivate that mindset and help them to unleash the potential skills. Because my backup strategy is definitely the coaching integrated with psychology. So I've studied, leadership and business development. So I've integrated all those and created a new approach to human behavior within organizations. Because at the end of the day, if we want to create, a business profit, growth margin, everything that needs to be increased, these people are the main reasons that we are achieving our results. So we need to take care of them and create more opportunities. And with Z generation, it's very challenging. I get it. Very much challenging, but we also have a solution for that. So they would be doing it willingly, not because of the sake of the salary, not because they have to do something because they promise. So, they want to look good, but for the reason of they need to have a purpose. And we help them to come up and create that purpose, which will last longer. If that's how we create that passionate, approach to the employee engagement. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great comments. Great question. Andrea and Dwayne, I see both of you here. Either of you have any comments or thoughts about what Delbar has talked about?
Well,
I'm sorry. Please.
All I was going to say, and thank you very much for your comments. My experience coaching C-level people and also teams is that oftentimes I run into CEOs who believe that, if I just have the right people in place, I'm good, right? And they default to that rather than look to what are the behaviors and processes and growth mindset and all the things that you're talking about that I have in place to create that environment of belonging and growth and respect. And I'm curious, I use tools like Positive Intelligence, like the Leadership Circle profile, and a lot of those tools to support CEOs and C-level people to get a broader perspective and to get a deeper perspective on what they can do to create those environments. And I'm curious what you found helps bridge that gap.
Thank you so much for pointing out the gap. I always thought same thing. It's the behavior, it's personal development, then in professional development, even in top CEOs, VPs, stakeholders. I've been talking and engaging with investors. They want to invest on a project, like multi-million-dollar projects. And at the end of the day, they think, is this the right decision? Are these the right people? Am I in the right moment? Is everything right? But honestly, what is lacking there? It's lack of clarity that what is it you want to achieve? So with that being said, that's why I have come up with the core competencies saying that clarity is good, but it's not good enough. I have the self-mastery skills. When I say smarter leadership, because we always thought smart is good, but now I'm talking about smarter. It's how and what is it that they're approaching. So that's why I have integrated everything and approved that, for example, with that agility, you won't be able to create that cohesive team. These days, honestly, it's not even possible. It will be much costly for you guys because there were times that we thought, at least before COVID and during the COVID and after COVID, what happened is that people lost hope and they thought nothing good is going to happen. And even at the end of the day, something will happen unpredicted and it will destroy everything. Even these days, it has become a trend in some organizations. I was talking to a lady in a business department and she said that, oh, I'm so happy I'm going to be promoted, Dr. Delbar. The next week, she's so down and I'm referring what's happening. She says, you're not going to believe it. What happened? I'm laid off. Oh, what? What's happening? It's the mindset that they think in a business and leadership approach that maybe having that will help to solve problem. But these days, the problem is even bigger. So that's why I have created this and put a behavior indicator so it can be measurable. My purpose is to optimize the ROI because there is no way that we cannot invest on our people and think that probably and hopefully we will see results in elsewhere. So I want them to measure the tangible and also the intangible indicators so they feel safe. At least at night, they could sleep better because I know there is a lot of burden, stress, and some challenges on the shoulders of decision makers. So I'm here to facilitate the process, even for them to have more clarity in the strategies and decision making.
Really,
So that's why
really,
I touch
really.
all of that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Really important. And Dwayne, we need to move on, but just any like a 15-second comment?
Yes, because what we're really focused on is the teamship of the C-suite. So to take all of the individual work that you're doing so that they work well as a team, because if they're not connected, and many of them are disconnected at the thinking level, they meet on the to-do level, but we have apps to help them work at the thinking level so that they then connect more effectively as a team with the operations. And the things you both have shared are just brilliant. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Doc.
Great. Dwayne has, how many books have you written? It's a lot of books. I have several.
Well, eight of them, but anyway,
Amazing.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you, Delbar, for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Please put your information in the chat, and it's a very important topic that everybody needs to be dialed into. We have about 30 minutes left, and I think we have a couple speakers. I think a couple people are not here, but then we also have a couple quick updates. Yuka, I'll come to you at the end of the call. Yuka Nakasone in Barcelona has an event in Barcelona coming up September 12th that is about sourcing out of China. And so if you happen to be in Spain in Barcelona on September 12th, that's something you should be part of. And then Linaire Robbins, I think, will be here, and she's going to talk about 2 trade missions by Global Chamber. First one to Northern UK and Scotland. I think that's the one that's at the end of October. And then there's one in early November that is Ireland. And I could have those switched, but she'll be back here. If you're interested in either of those regions, both from a business and pleasure perspective, please hang on and listen to more from Linaire. Let's now go, speaking of the UK, to Nahid Akram of Karakter. And they're doing some really interesting project work. And Nahid, are you there? And are you able to share more about what's new?
I'm here. Hi, Doug. Thanks for the introduction. Just before we start, just an FYI, I have just moved house and my Wi-Fi isn't set up, so I may just need to turn off my video because I've already noticed a few times that my screen has froze. So I'll just say hi and then turn off my video if that's okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Nahid Akram and I run a project consultancy. Caraco, Project Management Services. And before I tell you a bit more about what we do and the clients we work with, I just want to give you a bit of context around the service in the current economic climate. So it is globally one of the fastest growing services with demand from all types of industries at the moment. There's a 7% increase in demand predicted for project management by 2031, with 22 million new openings by 2027. So why are we seeing this type of demand? So there's a couple of reasons. Combined with the current economic downturn and obviously the opening of the global market, it means that businesses are facing very competitive times. There's more pressure on businesses to stay on top of their game, to adapt and pivot quickly. As a result, we're seeing that businesses are turning to the expertise of project managers more and more to help manage their changes successfully. And obviously this coupled with the use of technology more and more to stay ahead of the competition. So where does Caraco come in and how do we help clients and prospects? So we help businesses essentially manage their business changes in a structured way, so they are successfully embedded the first time round within their budget and time frame. We cover a whole spectrum of project management services, including technology change, business process upgrades, meeting regulation requirements, and we're also specialists in fintechs and financial crime specifically. We work across all types of industries. I get asked quite a lot, who is our target audience? But I feel our type of service is very applicable to, to all types of industries, especially since we live in such a digital age as well. But our clients vary from financial services, medicine, education, and retail, just to name a few. There are some common themes across our clients. So we typically work with a lot of startups who are looking for help to manage their MVP launch. And the type of services we provide there are really comprehensive planning of all the activities needed for a successful launch. We help manage technology development teams to ensure they stay on track and are working to spec. We manage regulation requirements, and we also help create business plans and investor pitches for funding that businesses may need whilst they're trying to launch their MVP. In addition to that, we also work with established businesses post-MVP who are more focused on their operational structure. Here we will help provide, create and stand up frameworks, whether it's for their teams, business processes for the teams, whether it's data management or even a customer service process. And then in addition to that, we work with a lot more established, maybe enterprise-sized companies who are looking to enhance their current business process or digitalize their business further. So all our services are very much customized to the client. So we either really offer a end-to-end service, or we help with fixed services at particular stages of a project. So I think our USP really is, we have 15 years of project management experience in a vast range of business change scenarios. I personally myself have spent quite a lot of time in banking as a change person, where I was lucky enough to meet many business change mentors. I've worked with the top 4 consultants, been exposed to best practice training and learnings, and we make sure that our service is very much at that level, and that type of service is adopted across our business and provided to our client. So I do feel our customer service is our USP. So we're not a typical project management service that would work with a client solely on the area that the client has asked for. What we do is we go that one step further and provide them with comprehensive planning activities that cover the whole breadth of what is needed for a successful launch. So I think that really helps, give the client assurance that someone has a grasp of exactly what is needed for a successful delivery. And it doesn't take a lot of time from our side to provide that. It's just that extra personal touch for the customer, which I think seems to get appreciated quite a lot.
Okay. Digital transformation seems to be the cornerstone. Is that correct? And is there an example project success story that kind of illustrate what your point is around the kind of clients you want to find?
So for example, some of our current clients, they vary so much in terms of size. So for example, one of our clients is a pharmacist. They own a number of pharmacist branches throughout the UK, and what they're looking to do is to set up an online prescription service. That could be a typical client. We're also working with another client who is actually so I don't know how much you know about patent offices around the world. Obviously they hold large volumes of data, and we're helping them deliver an AI solution to extract large volumes of data in a shorter space of time. So it really varies. And on both of those types of projects, we're helping end to end. So from putting together a business case to managing the delivery to actually helping with testing of the solution as well. And then we have other clients who are looking to get business plans put together or investor decks. So it's really a whole range of services that we provide.
Okay.
Depending on what the client wants.
Sounds good. Any questions for Naheed? I don't see any hands raised, but Dwayne, or did you unmute yourself? Or Arturo?
I didn't raise my hand, but I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Naeem, I wanted to see if you had a notion of where your typical customers are. I couldn't quite catch if you explicitly said that.
Sorry, so do you mean in terms of where we source them, or the type of customer?
Where are your customers based in general?
Oh, okay. So we work with a lot of global customers. So we have clients in Dubai, for example, in China, Asia, a lot in the UK, Italy. We have a client in Italy at the moment, and we also work with a website development business in the US as well. So yeah, because we work, we do a lot of our work remotely, it's quite easy to link up with clients globally.
Fantastic. Are you based in London?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We need to keep moving around the room, so I think we have one more speaker, and then we're going to open up the floor for any announcements or thoughts that any of you have, ideally members of Global Chamber. The next speaker is Jose Zazueta of ProNet. And Jose, where are you zooming in from today, and what would you like to share? What's new with you?
Hey, how's it going? I didn't know that I had to talk today. I'm sorry if I verified, but
Okay,
I didn't prepare anything.
Okay, well, what would you like to share? What's going on with ProNet, and what should we know about ProNet?
We're members as the name of ProNet, but my main focusing right now is Guardian. We are located in Phoenix, Arizona. We are focusing in the database and cybersecurity. I don't know. I didn't prepare anything. I'm sorry. You got me. I'm getting
what kind of clients do you look for, and then what services do you provide for them?
Oh, okay. Right now we are focusing in the pen testing or ethical hacking. We are focusing on mid-size or big-size clients, maybe government contracts. When I say mid-size, I refer maybe 2,000 to 5,000 employees, or big size from 5 to 10. So our main services, it's, as I said, cybersecurity and database protection. Well, I can say maybe we work with Checkpoint, we work with Hornet Security, that it's and I'm sorry, I'm getting a call. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of nervous because I didn't expect to talk. I'm sorry if I verify, but I thought it was an invitation to just a call. Can I do this next week?
Well, there isn't one next week, but you can join the League of Extraordinaries next week. So next Friday, join that one. It's a different meeting, but welcome to that for sure. Absolutely.
You got me getting ready for work. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So sorry, there was a miscommunication, and we thought you were presenting today, or I thought that, so I apologize. It's all good, and I think all of us know that we're always prepared to talk to people, but sometimes life gets in the way as well. So that's all good. So I did not know that ProNet was in Phoenix, so I'd like to learn more about that even more. So that would be great. Victoria ProNet, is that somebody else from ProNet? Or is that you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You go ahead, Victor.
Victoria, are you with ProNet as well?
I am with ProNet as well. Hello,
Oh,
Doug.
okay. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, I just joined the meeting. I'm so sorry because I just arrived at the company. So,
I see.
Perhaps we are a company that's here in Mexico based. I think Jose already said it.
Okay.
And we are expanding to Phoenix. We are in Phoenix as well, as he said. And we're looking to have opportunities there because we haven't had any operations yet.
Okay. Well, welcome to Phoenix. The next two big events are on the 25th of this month. We are hosting an event from China. And then the big event that we do every year is the Grow Globally Fair. If any of you are in Phoenix, September 20th, with Mayor Gallego and the entire international community is together at our place, actually right behind me. It's in that building, in that room, the Grow Globally Fair Phoenix. If you're in Phoenix, and definitely you guys come on up and have a table and share more about ProNet to the international community. Welcome.
Thank you. And I'm sorry to be unprepared right now, but thank you so much for this opportunity.
Now you know, a global chamber, always be prepared and always be ready. You know, like Jeff, I always call on Jeff Pappas, and he's always prepared, right? He's always got something going on. And one of the great things about Jeff, he's based in Dallas, but whenever we talk to him, he's always seems to be somewhere else. So I think, Cesar, that's the end of the speakers that I see that were scheduled. Is there anybody else that you see? Otherwise, we'll just go around the room, and I don't see Lanier either. What would you like to do next?
Yeah, Doug, I think we can go around the room. I don't see the guy from IRN either. So let's go around the room and see if Lanier can join us. Otherwise, we can talk about the upcoming trip.
Okay, well, let's go to Yuka first. Yuka, are you available just to briefly mention about your China sourcing meeting on September 12th?
Yes, thank you very, very much for this mention, because I could use any help right now. The event is in person on September 12th. It's a Tuesday afternoon in Barcelona, Spain. So you are all invited. It's a free event, but maybe it's a little difficult for you to come. But if you know anybody from Spain, not just Barcelona, from Spain, any company that is sourcing from China or doing any business with China, or maybe thinking about sourcing from buying something from China, would you let me know? Because I like to make this event really successful, because Made in China is the second virtual platform, B2B platform after Alibaba. It is connecting Chinese sourcing companies, producers, manufacturers to the buyers worldwide. So it's a great opportunity for European companies to connect with them directly. They're coming to Europe. So
is there a virtual component to the meeting as well?
I was thinking about it. I mean, this year we can't do it streaming, but I was thinking about, because I saw the speaker today. He is a very famous Chinese strategist. He's from Belgium, Tom van der Heijden. He's very famous in this Chinese business world, in Europe anyway. And he's talking about China and Chinese business past, now, and the future. So I'm going to be streaming his component before or after, I guess.
I see. Okay. So if you know of somebody in Barcelona who'd be interested, let us know. I saw Mikhail, he's actually sourcing an equipment in China through Made in China. And so he'll be, if there is a virtual component, I'll bet he'll be part of that. Thank you, Yuka. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Welcome as Executive Director of Global Chamber Barcelona as well.
Thank you.
Another event that I want to make sure that you're all aware of, these are also regional specific, in Los Angeles on September 11th. And Shalom Bako was in the room earlier. He's an exporter from Nigeria who has a shipment on the ocean of hibiscus that's landing in Los Angeles around September 11th. And so we're doing a celebration of that landing. Behind me now is the Port of Los Angeles, and we're going to be doing a celebration. But in addition to that, we're going to be hosting Rami Goldratt. He's the son of Eli Goldratt, who invented the theory of constraints. You may have probably read the book The Goal by Eli Goldratt. That was his father. He's now using theory of constraints on innovation in September 11th. In addition to that celebration of the shipment from Africa at the Port of Los Angeles, Rami Goldratt will also be presenting theory of constraints and how it's used for innovative thinking. And then 2 days later in Phoenix, at the building that I showed earlier at our headquarters, we'll be doing a similar type of workshop without the celebration of Africa, but hey, we can celebrate as well, but little bit different situation on the desert than here at the Port of Los Angeles. So thank you, Yuka, and thank you anybody who's interested. I saw Jeff, you were unmuted, so if there's anything that you wanted to announce or say, please feel free to go ahead. Otherwise,
well, no,
does anybody else
have
anything? Yes.
I was just reaching out to Yuka after she was speaking, but then again, I went ahead and just told her to check her DMs and the chat, because I've got a good friend of mine that I've gone to China with 4 times, and he's representing a lot of IT exporters coming out of China. He's based in the US, and I want to make the introduction there.
Okay, fantastic.
So I just want to let her know that.
You've probably done some work in Barcelona yourself as well.
Thank you.
Love it.
Nihi Sanusi is in the call, and he's putting together an investment forum for Global Chamber on September 28th. And I think that's now pretty much finalized. I think the marketing piece is all pretty much finished up, or will be in the next couple of days. Nihi, are you available to chat and just share a little bit about what that's all about?
Yes, thank you, Doug. Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's a foreign direct investment seminar we have to cover 4 sectors on the African continent: manufacturing, renewables, as well as fintech and agriculture. So we have speakers from Africa as well as speakers from the international investment groups. It will be good to have you. September 28th, 4 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. EST. It will be worth watching, and we expect to build on that for Africa as time goes on. So we'll be looking forward to that. You'll see the flyer, I'm sure, on the Global Chamber portals and websites and links as well. We'll send a link as well. Thank you.
Some of you were in the room at the beginning, and I mentioned the Tesla opportunity. That was through Nihi, and so we're working through that. Where it sounds like, Nihi, it's a new city that's being built in Nigeria, and they're thinking about having everybody have access to Teslas.
Yes, it's still in the pipeline, but still planning. But we have the drawings of the client. Hopefully, to materialize. It's meant to be a city by the river bank, and it will be a new one.
What's the closest city? What's the closest city to it in Nigeria?
Onitsha is right on the bank. Asaba is actually ASABA, right on the river bank of the Niger River.
Got it. I want to talk to you about that offline. So. Okay.
All right, good. Thank you.
Fantastic. Let's see. Anybody else have anything? We still have a few minutes left. Feel free to open your mic and just go forward.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Is that Delbar?
Yes, it's me. Since it's the mood and the synergy with Africa, I'm actually helping and supporting the health industry, and I'm delivering a workshop tomorrow. Organizational development, because they're trying to figure out how to help to be more aware of their branding awareness and how to have a better service. So if I could be a resource or help to anyone, just let me know. I'm helping and supporting the health industry within Africa.
Okay, is that something that's online that you can share, or what?
Yes, I have shared my contact information. If people would like to, I can send them more information on what's happening, what I'm doing, and what the purpose is, and how I would be able to be more impactful at this and
Okay.
that vision. Thank you.
That sounds good. Mark Jarrett, you have your hand raised. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Doug. Hi everyone. I've just sent you a message on WhatsApp, Doug. I live on WhatsApp. I've got 500 WhatsApp groups covering a wide range of subjects, including 84 country-specific groups, which I've co-created with trustworthy individuals who are well connected in their country.
Wow.
At the end of the day, this business boils down to two things, and that's people and trust. So what I've done is created and curated this enormous ecosystem full of thought leaders and entrepreneurs from around the world, and created an environment where they feel safe to engage. And then the business comes later. So I'm all about relationship building. And when you think about it, life is all about relationships with our partner, our friends, our family, and human beings in general. You're all invited to all of my WhatsApp groups, and I hope that you all have a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, where are you located, and where are you a member of Global Chamber? Which chapter?
I'm not a member of the Global Chamber, but I would like to help. Because my network is so large and broad, I can help onboard members to the Global Chamber.
Okay, where are you located?
So I'm in a town called Horsham, which is in the southern England between London and Brighton, and it's very, very pretty.
Okay, well, let's have a chat. Do you already know Katie Keith of Global Chamber London?
I do not. Please introduce me to her.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
She belongs in my Powerful Women group, which is one of my larger groups full of incredible women from all over the world.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. I think I've seen your name on LinkedIn, so I'm glad we were able to connect. Pankaj, I see you're unmuted. Would you like something to share?
Yes, I am located in Carolina, Charlotte. We are a global fund manager, venture capital, working with many countries, US, UAE, India, as well as Australia. So we can help. We have two sides. One side is lots of investors from Global Chamber, Alex, Murad, Waib, as well as a couple of others, and as well as client. Anybody is looking for funding, we can help, but we are a financial industry. We don't use WhatsApp. We only use domain email. So my email is there, website is there, if anybody want, and also we don't talk too much. So don't send me talk without content. So we don't talk, only content. Never send me Zoom link and anything without your content. So we don't entertain anyone in the whole world without content. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of the conversation. We don't talk too much. I like that. So it's interesting, the WhatsApp, because we have a lot of WhatsApps as well. And I know that I regularly all day get the Global Chamber Abidjan WhatsApp room is constant. There's constant opportunities there. And some of them are a lot quieter. So it depends on the
Ironically,
personality.
the one country that doesn't use WhatsApp so much, apart from North Korea and China, is the United States of America. Only 1 in 5 Americans use it, whereas here in Europe, practically everyone uses it. 2 billion people use WhatsApp globally.
Well, at Global Chamber, we use it, and I found, like, for instance, one of our members in Kazakhstan, the only way he communicates is through Telegram. And there are some others in Mexico that only use Signal. So it's very, everybody's got their own thing. There's a member of ours that only communicates through LinkedIn Messenger. And then you've got the texters. And, one of the great challenges we have as business people, right, is to figure out how do we manage thousands of connections through all the different communication mechanisms, but we find a way to do it. And another one that's coming out is the Global Chamber application that will hopefully connect up to many or most of those that are the more common ones anyway. So thanks everybody for
Signal
joining
and
us
Telegram
today.
are actually better. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in 3 hours is our next event, and that's a Young Global Leaders program. It's our monthly Young Global Leaders. And so one of the key things for global business, for it to sustain and to grow, is to have young people come in and be successful. I think, Delbar, you were talking about that with the conversation with Andrea as well. You know, they're really global. And there's a lot we can do, those of us that are more experienced with the young global leaders, to be more effective together. And so that's the initiative that we have that comes together every month. And today it's about negotiating for young global leaders. And then on Monday is our next Africa call. And then those of you know that we do a lot of events. So don't go to all the events, but certainly go to the ones that make the most sense for you. And the next one's something like today. Today was League of Opportunities. Next Friday is League of Extraordinaries, and that's for members only, and you're sharing in a members only environment. And I encourage all of you to participate in that as well. Cesar, any last comments? Anything we forgot? Any other mentions about Lanaire's trade mission to the UK and Scotland and Ireland?
Yeah, so I put the links to both of the trade missions in the chat. And so basically from October 23rd to 27th, Linaire is going to be in Northern England and Scotland. And that includes cities like York, Leeds, Newcastle, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. And there's going to be a breakfast with Global Chamber London and Katie Keith that's going to take place in Leeds, I believe. So you can check, you can see more information there. And then after that, the first week of November, they're going to be at Cork County, Ireland, and that's like a separate trade mission. So I think it seems to be very interesting. So whoever is interested in this market, feel free to contact us, and we'll put you in touch with Linaire for more info.
Yeah, I spoke to her about it this week, and it looks fascinating. It's really priced to be a participant, and it's both a business and a pleasurable experience. A couple years ago, we did an event with the Butter Museum, which was kind of the beginning of this conversation. And so now there may not be going back to the museum, but they'll be in that area of Cork. Amazing historical perspectives, and also some business opportunities as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. See you on the other side. And if you're going to join the Young Global Leaders, see you in 3 hours. Take care, everybody.
Thanks so much, Doug. Bye,
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Arturo. Appreciate it. Good presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Delbar. Thanks, Christina. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I see you. And Mohammed, thank you for joining. Terry and Zach's note taker. Take care.